Alright folks, we're back, and of course Zomgrib just went to BRB a moment herself while videos and stuff get sorted, but we have got a couple of shoutouts to do. So first off, I've been really bad with shoutouts this whole stream because apparently I was like, why is Twitch alerts broken, and getting all mad at it. Then I realized like this whole time I was logged into my Rift King account because I've been doing so much streaming over there recently and forgot about swapping back over. So if I missed anybody today, I am super duper sorry, but Krygor hit us up with a tier 1 sub. That's not important to note. He subbed, and that's all that really matters. SC2 Modest was a brand new sub as well. Then T-Wave subs just now to say, what do you call it when Batman skips church? Christian Bale. It's got a weird taste in my mouth after saying that out loud. Thank you, T-Wave, for the 16 months, man. You know,
do you want to hear a pun?
I do. Go on.
Okay, hold on. I was on a popsicle. I gotta remember it. All right. So what does the beach say to the sea when the tide comes in?
Are you sure it's what does it say and not what does it do?
No say.
Okay, what does it say?
Long time no see.
Oh, I thought this was like it waves. That's
a good one too.
That's why I'm like, wait a minute, did she mess this up? Because like I've heard this other one before.
It's totally possible that I messed it up, but
no, that's good. I hadn't heard that version. We both now hit like the most innocent joke from 2 different angles. Nailed it. Anyways, we have the map order available, and we'll be getting into the next lobby in a moment, starting with Proxima Station.
Yeah, we get for some reason, the last couple of days, we've been having a lot of people choose not Proxima. Still occasionally Abyssal, but I mean, surprisingly more of the newer maps, and Proxima being left alone to the end.
Oh, by the way, did you see the tier 2 and tier 3 sub emotes I submitted on my channel?
No.
So by the way, self-advertising real quick.
Oh, yes, I did.
I mentioned my channel a couple times. It's twitch.tv/ref_king. Terminator recently became... I didn't even realize I had tier 3 subs enabled there, but I forgot that we came out of the beta for it recently, so everybody has them now. I need tier 3 subs me, and I'm like, oh, that's really awesome, but I got nothing to offer you. So you can pick what my sub emote will be. And he's like, all right, I want a Rifkin with sunglasses, go and deal with it at night. So I'm like, okay. Let me think about how to do this. It inspired me to make the other one that goes with it, where I'm fighting a bear at night, too. I hope Twitch actually approves those emotes. I'll be very happy about it if they do.
Yeah, I did see those. I remembered.
All right, well, folks, we're getting into game number 1, and I'm actually going to be speaking with Caliber, giving him a warning about this free bail stuff, as well as Drunken Boy. So if they do it again, you may see somebody disqualified from the tournament. If you guys would like to know why Bales is banned, unfortunately I cannot disclose it, or we would have already covered it, so just please understand. He's not eligible to play. He knows it. We know it. He's been spoken to. He DM'd me. There's no confusion here. It's just, unfortunately, somebody on their stream was painting a picture that is not truthful of the real situation. So I think players only know one perspective of it, and I just don't want to see this in chat all day while casting. At any rate, it's a warning, not a ban, just so everyone's fully aware. The bottom left... He is pink. He is Protoss, and he just took on another Terran player. It is Caliber, who's swapped up his races.
He's cannon rushing. The top rights. This is the red Terran. He is Drunken Boy.
Camera broke. Let me fix it real quick. But oh, perfect time for this.
Oh, I hate pylon rushes.
Yeah, this is really annoying too, because I feel no matter how you handle this as a Terran player, you will come out behind. Like, they cancel the pylons and abandon ship on the attack. Well, you've pulled SCVs and you've lost so much mining that they kind of get ahead inadvertently, but he is committing to this. He wants these pylons to finish. He wants to get the cannons up, but no cancel on that bottom one's going to cost him. Second probe gets stuck, and I feel like there's just mistakes being made.
I was like, what is the cannon on the low ground? Like, I guess I could maybe have hit the refinery. Alright, there you go.
Ooh, gateway to prevent surface area surrounds.
That's cool.
That is cool.
That's much nicer. Yeah, he needed something like that going on. Maybe you could have walled that in, but the brain's out.
Ooh, the probe needs to live because he lost. I mean, the whole point of having 2 is like you lose 1, but he lost 1 to SCVs, so he can't afford to lose the other. As the bunker completes, obviously it's going to have the range on the cannons. There's no question about that. SCV's repairing. We'll see how bad this gets. I feel like Drunken Boy's already handled this kind of well enough, but that's a lot of cannons building.
Maybe I just expect the Terran to lose because I lose all the time. But it's like, this is like, yeah, the thing is, it's cannon rushes, you have RCDs to pull, but if you don't get perfect surrounds, and You don't buy
Whoa.
enough time, then they have
Wait.
a lot of minerals to make cannons.
He pulled the Marines out of the bunker. Why did he do that?
Try and get the probe, I guess. Like, it's game over.
GG. All right, forget what I said. Caliber wins.
Cannon rushes. Nice and quick. On to Abyssal Reef.
Yeah. Caliber with a cannon rush is really... We talked about wanting to see one. I didn't expect to see it, though, versus Drunken Boy of all people.
Jungle Boy is, I don't know. Well, he's GM. Okay, I know that much. And he was in the WCS Challenger. I don't think he won, though. Anyways, I don't know those, like, Terran, like, North American Terrans that just, like, you don't hear much about him. Apparently he still plays and pretty damn well, too. But, like, I don't really know much else. Is he in a high? Is he in a low? Does he do well with cheese? Is he not? Like, I have no idea. So... And that cannon rush game didn't tell me very much, other than he got bamboozled.
It was a bit of a bamboozle, and it really was out of nowhere, scary and surprising. But Kid of the Neko, 32 months says I don't feel fancy enough. Thank you very much. Another long... Of course, he's been here for more than 32 months. Kid of the Neko is one of our longer time subs, but back in the day, he had a bit of a hiccup with his sub. Got interrupted. Feels bad, man.
Oh, yeah, breaking that streak. Have that nice high number.
I've been noticing this. I don't know if the stream is seeing that, and I'm wondering here. For a brief second, for like a 1 frame duration, it loads in with like the last frame that we had before swapping out of the scenes. And okay, that's it. We did warn Caliber in chat, guys. So... Thought this would happen. But okay, Caliber is officially disqualified from the tournament today. We asked him nicely. The conversation went exactly as you guys can actually see here. Hey guys, this is a warning. Any more free bail stuff and you're going to get disqualified. Good luck, have fun. For this tournament or for more? So obviously he's pushing it. By all means, it's only for this tournament. Good luck, have fun, as Drunken Boy gets the free pass to the semifinals. He'll be fighting either Jon Snow or Juggernaut Jason. Actually, Voltz wasn't in a game when we started. Is he in a game now? He's not. So we could probably hop into Voltz versus PandaBearMe.
Okay.
Let me just see if they started already to confirm. It's unfortunate when stuff like that happens, but yeah, it is what it is. Voltz is not in game, but I don't see PandaBear. Oh, there he is.
Yeah, they're both here and online.
Before I message him, did you message him already or no?
I messaged Voltz.
I'll message PandaBearMe. Oh, I should probably let Darius in it too. Oh, I'm sure he's reading chat.
Yeah, he already got to it.
Alright, cool.
Count the things. So no response though.
They're just doing vetoes right now. So this will be a fresh series.
Okay. Cool.
PandaBearMe, if I recall, I'd have to go look at the bracket. I think he got pretty far in the North American qualifier, did he not?
I have no idea. Let me check.
We got time to kill. We always go check, but
he got top 4.
yeah, I was gonna say he got pretty far. I remember
Top
talking
6.
about him a lot, but then we didn't cast him a lot, right?
Correct. Yeah. Yeah, top 6 is a loose bracket, but whatever.
Anton Caridian says this Gameland tournament looks pretty sweet. I wonder who'll be doing the casting. You're looking at him. Songreal and I will be flying out a couple days before the tournament. We'll be doing rehearsal, setup, all that good stuff, and Should be some pretty good times. I think they're having someone locally do the observing, so you don't have to worry about Rifkin missing things because he's walking and talking at the same time. I will say I did really enjoy that about the Ting finals. We were kind of rotating the observers and not having to always observe was kind of nice. It was like a work vacation.
A workation? That's a word.
All right, well, looks like they're both ready to go. So, fresh best of 3 ZvZ Odyssey being the first map in the series.
Oh. ZvZ. Not a too terrible of a classic matchup in NA, actually.
No,
yeah,
ZvZ's gotten a lot better, just generally speaking. But I'm curious, you guys have probably seen, there's been a lot of talk about these like custom balance mods. You know, Villa wants to do his version, TLO now wants to do his version. Like, I'm waiting for someone else to come out with their own version of it, right? The Protoss favored one. But I think what's going to be interesting is if enough people start shaking it up and showing examples, I wonder if Blizzard will take notice. Because the thing I'm sad about right now is I really like ZvZ where it's at. And I would actually be a little bit sad if it got changed. But if it got changed for the better, I'm not going to complain.
I admittedly only read the Protoss and Terran things on TLO's mod. I think I read maybe some things about the Zerg, but mostly the Protoss and the Terran. So, I don't know what would change about ZvZ specifically, but I wouldn't mind a change up. It's okay. It's alright.
Well, Spunny here at the bottom right side of the map, looking to work and grind through another double elimination bracket. We have the red Zerg player, PandaBearMe.
The top left is the blue Zerg. It is Voltz.
All right, so I think what's going to be interesting about this too, and I'd love to get player point of view on this, is like whether they enjoy the fact that this is double elimination or not. Because some people, obviously, it'd be great if it was just single elim because they'll walk over to the finals and, you know, there's different tiers of players. The other side of it, though, what? I didn't touch anything. Why did the camera move? My hands are literally in the air while I'm talking and the camera just... Okay. Anyways. And then some players might actually really appreciate it because they're good enough to play, but they might just have a bad series and they don't want to have their whole tournament ended by it. So I know double elimination can be kind of long and can be kind of grueling. But we already know PandaBearMe's had it in him to stick one of them out. We'll see if he makes it far through this one.
Yeah, I wish I had seen who knocked him out. I'm pretty sure it wasn't a Zerg, though. Just because it said, like, I don't think of ZvZ when I think of North America. Of course, he would have got knocked out twice. Oh, no, it was Jon Snow that beat him the first time. And then Creature. No. And then Jon Snow again. Oh, that's right. Yeah, now it's all coming back to me a little bit now.
Yeah, because you're going over the stats about like, oh, there's like a 100% win victory. Like, there's no chance.
Oh, yeah,
and blah,
that
blah,
too. Yeah, you're right. So yeah, we did actually cast a decent number of ZvZs for the NA. I just, for some reason, don't remember it.
your brain tried to help you. It's like, you know, people suppress traumatic experiences.
Yeah, exactly. So PandaBearMe has a weakness against Jon Snow. That doesn't mean necessarily has a weakness against Zerg. Certainly, there's just like players that will play very weird or different. So I don't know what he's gonna go up against Voltz, but they're both very good players, and I imagine they do play each other a lot in NA ladder. Well, obviously the skin's gonna win.
Clearly.
I mean,
it was a massacre.
I don't even need to know. You know, I didn't even need to see that. It could have been on the floor to know that the skin is gonna win. Makes him bigger, badder, makes him fly.
Slices julienne fries.
Yeah. Lovely.
Well, you should be able to save the hatchery, I'm pretty sure. This is one Zergling doing a lot of damage, I know, but there we go, chases him off. Whew, that was close.
Oh, taking so much damage. Oh, lordy. Yeah, very small scuffles, but they're making a lot more lings now. It looks like PandaBearMe went with the Bailey Nest. Voltz trying to skip it.
Voltz is going a lot quicker into the Roach Warren, and this can sometimes be good, but if PandaBearMe's looking to go really dedicated with these lings, this will probably be really bad. He's not at the point in the game where he's got the economy to support a lot of Roaches, or even get to Ravagers, really. And Banlings would definitely be his best friend, but I think PandaBearMe should be taking favorable engagements. If he can keep this third alive, it'll be fan-freaking-tastic, but even just one Banling could be a game changer here.
It's trying to be. I mean, if he loses his third base and the Ling War, and Voltz already knows way to roaches. This is bad news for PandaBearMe. And it looks like he will finally save it, and may even have a decent counterattack. A couple of lanes that in there and saw the intention to go to roaches, or was it Banelings? I don't know.
I'm not sure if there's a Baneling or a Ling that ran by. Whatever it was, got killed pretty quick.
No. Whatever it was, it scouted the Roach Warren. So he knows that the transition is on the way, so his choice either now is trying to overwhelm or match it. And it looks like he is going to try and match it, which isn't too bad. They both have 3 bases. And in fact, PandaBearMe, by not going for Roaches, as he has to wait for the Roach Warren, actually has a drone lead. But then it kind of swaps back to, can Voltz do anything with his Roaches? And what looks to be an all-in on the way. Just continuing to make units.
Well, the nice thing about the Roach versus Roach fight is if this goes well, PandaBearMe should have a lot of Lings that he can use. Not if he loses them here, though. Oh, no. Because you can see, the best thing is he's going to actually have access to like 3 or 4 Banelings to wash his opponent's Lings off of his own Roaches. But timing may just be a little bit too late no matter how we paint this picture. 10 Roaches are on the way, but Voltz is already here.
Yeah. Trying to counterattack and buy some time was a very good idea with the Lings. And looks like Voltz is a little hesitant. Didn't realize that the Roaches are maybe on the way still, but gets around on 4 of them. A lot of Lings coming from the back, though. PandaBearMe is a little bit gas-starved. It's close, and he has a couple of drones to lose, but some nice micro with the Ravagers. And I think PandaBearMe is the one that's going to get overwhelmed. Yeah. He almost had a chance there. I think like 10 more seconds and there's actually a hold.
Well, it still might be. As the Lings surround, I don't know. The Roach damage here isn't that much.
True. Getting close. He did target fire down another Ravager egg, but this one is going for close Ravager.
If PandaBearMe had like a Baneling in his back pocket right now, this would have been a much different fight. But as drones get pulled, he is now officially overrun, and GG's go in the favor of Voltz. Alright, well, game number 1 in the ZvZ didn't go on too long, but it's a victory nonetheless. PandaBearMe now on the down and outs. However, it is still double elimination, needs to be reminded.
And pretty worth sticking through that bottom bracket. Well, it's taken a while. I guess ours is playing mech in the bottom bracket, so it might be slowest point of this tournament.
Maybe. At least we know that walkovers shouldn't be too big of a problem. Again, we've asked Darius to very intentionally be very aggressive with the losers bracket walkovers, so if people disappear. We really don't want the brackets held up for any reason. So long games are totally fine. You play a 4-hour mech game, more power to you. Kudos. But if you go AFK for more than 5 minutes, you're probably not going to have a spot when you come back. Unless you sort it out with the admin ahead of time. Like, hey, my opponent's not here. I'm going to go BRB. Don't get mad at me. It looks like players are going to need just a moment here.
They're mimicking each other.
I know. It's like kind of weird because it's at the exact same second that they're typing it too. All right, well, we hop into game number 2, and like we said, guys, spawning here in the top, well, best of 3, not best of 1. Spawning here in the top left, he's winning 1-0 currently after a very quick, like, what was it, like a 6-minute game in the top. We have the Blue Zerg Voltz.
In the bottom right is the Red Zerg. He is PandaBearMe. PandaBearMe.
Yeah. Quick note as well, somebody commenting on, isn't this a little bit short notice for visas, considering what I've heard for Canadian-related visas? And that's why a good week and a half to almost 2 weeks before qualifiers began, I was talking about this on Twitter. I reached out to some players specifically, and I said, look, if you don't know whether you'll qualify or not, just take the time and go get the visa now so that you can have a chance to qualify. You'll be out a couple of bucks, maybe a day's worth of your trouble, but if it means that you can qualify, it's totally worth it. Because for those who don't know, the tournament does play out to last place. All 8 players coming to Toronto, they're going to get prize money. They're getting their flights paid for, their hotels paid for. It's worth your while if you can qualify to get in.
Yeah. Plays quite nicely, really. So
Also,
it's so disappointing to see the last couple of brackets. That's why we moved them.
yeah, I mean, for the North American aspect of it, it's understandable. For those who don't know, this weekend is when they wrap up all the WCS-related stuff for Challengers. So I think it's, is it on Saturday night is the last day, I think, of playing?
I think so. That's when they conclude.
Yeah, so
finals.
only 4 players will be going to DreamHack Summer from that, and the rest of North America will finally be free and eligible to play in the last qualifier. Also, it's worth noting we have been withholding 1 North American invite, so we will, after all is said and done, invite 1 player of our choosing to be in that final top 8. Most likely it'll be based off racial distribution, but also based off of qualifier, I guess, performance. So, for example, he doesn't play anymore. I'm going to use him as the example here. Polt will get invites to everything, right? We have no interest in inviting Polt. Not that he can anymore. Again, this is an example, guys. Hypothetical, that doesn't happen. If you were like hoping for an invite, we wouldn't give him one because he didn't play in either of the qualifiers type thing. But folks who like PandaBearMe, maybe they don't win, but they get top 4 in both qualifiers, and we need a Zerg player, are highly attractive candidates to bring back.
Mm-hmm. I like this system. I mean, I kind of miss, I guess, the big invites of the bigger tournaments.
Yeah, you'd have that hype, right? Like, you get to announce, oh, IEM Cat Beats $100,000. Your 8 favorite Koreans attending. Like,
right, but then
there's hype to that, for real.
They got overused. Not just the invites got overused, and the fact that, like, the same 8 people would come back again and again, either because of invites or points, but it was also just, like, I started to really fall out of love with some of the guys I kept inviting back, but that's another thing for their time.
Falling out of love, damn, that's sad. That's cold.
I know, it is super cool, which is why I'm not naming names, so the point is, like, now I like this a lot better. It really does reward people for actually contributing and playing in it, as well as make it to the tournaments that were all Zerg versus Zerg.
Well, Hatchery, once again, very much in danger of going down. Thank God for these links to save it. He did hide these links here to very specifically become banlings, though, which I find really interesting.
PandaBearMe once again going for the Ling aggression with banelings. This time Voltz got a baneling nest, though, not just straight into those roaches. But will he have enough? He is going into roaches pretty quickly, with feeling, pretty good in defense with the banelings that he had. There's a lot more lings on the way for PandaBearMe.
Oh, he catches a lot of these drones on the ramp. Some go back to the stack. Not a lot die for this, though. 4 scary, but a lot actually survive, albeit barely. More lings are on the way, though, and banelings being morphed in. We'll see if he can hold on the second wave, as a lot of his drones are still within one-shot range. Although they'll be healing up now, I guess.
Yeah, as you said it. Queens are going to go down, but PandaBearMe has to wait for more banelings. Gives time for Voltz to get more lings, and maybe finally into those roaches. They can help snipe.
This
Queens are dead.
This is a problem, though, because we're finding one player here just... I guess not without a baneling nest or anything, but just without banelings. Getting jumped on top of these ones for the cocoon, so they don't even have a chance to hatch. Although one of them just barely might. Oh, no!
That seems like it's going to be enough, for Voltz to hold. He did lose a nice number of drones. Nice enough, at least, to have PandaBearMe catch up. So now he's up 2. Waste a couple banelings. But Voltz needs to be very defensive here. He does not have a very big army. The only thing that's really on his side is the size of the map. Otherwise, 22 to 4 army supply, he would have already been overwhelmed.
Well, let's try to get the banelings to hold off this round of attack, and with the... I guess the roaches aren't nearly as bad of a dynamic as they were last game. I feel like the fact that you're pushing and attacking across a long map with slow roaches, like that's where it gets risky, but the fact that he's defending with them, I don't think it will be so bad. He'll lose a couple as they spawn one at a time like this, but overall, Voltz should be able to bulk up his numbers. However, as we weren't looking up here, it looks like a couple more drones got hit by banelings. Grand total of 16 down so far.
Yeah. Now, as long as PandaBearMe even gets to roaches at all, it looks like he is going to have a very good position in this game. Voltz feels maybe pressured to just go for all the army he possibly can, which means that such baneling hits like that are really going to contribute to his loss. Ling's even getting to the main base. A couple splinter off to try and morph into banelings. I mean, usually Zergs check even if they,
I don't think Voltz knew. This is going to go... I really like that he doesn't make 3 banelings out of this, because there's the off chance one of these banelings doesn't quite hit. One link can then clean up 3 or 4 more drones, but I think the sneak attack is going to hurt. Downside is, though, he's already... Like, Voltz already has a pretty nice army. It's not enough to overwhelm PandaBearMe by any means, but if he loses this, there's no way he keeps up with a follow-up.
No, Ling, don't go in like that. Okay, what doesn't matter. gonna say that's like pre-warning.
I know. That's like, hey, look over here, something's coming. It's like Terran who scan before they drop, right? Like, oh, I wonder where their medevacs are going.
It wasn't so bad actually. The second Baneling really didn't get the greatest hit at 6 drones.
I agree. It could have been much more dangerous, but still, being down workers is down workers, and the fact that he's droning right now when he's already behind an army supply, that's going to come back to bite him in the butt. Because PandaBearMe is happily just investing in army right now. More lings, more roaches, and 50 army supply, doubling that of his opponents.
Yeah, PandaBearMe has been in very good control here. Which is it's quite funny considering that Voltz went for a Baneling. It's like a safer move in this game than what he did last, but the timing on his roaches, just a couple of missed micro that really ended up snowballing. I think PandaBearMe's got this game.
I can't believe you gave away our super real, definitely totally legit invite to the tournament that we've been secretly saving for some hype. You just let it slip in Twitch chat?
I couldn't hold them anymore.
Your lips are looser than those legs. Get it together.
I was gonna buy a bracket, wear it on stream, but couldn't find one.
They're like, we want you to wear a suit jacket and a t-shirt. And you're like, well, what about a bracket?
Yeah, they look pretty shabby.
It'll be an awkward moment where like nobody wants to ask again what you said, so you're like, oh yeah, sure, yeah,
They asked you to repeat it 4 times, and then just laugh.
Okay, the defense for Voltz actually isn't too bad on this side, but as we see on the minimap, guys, there's a big attack going to the natural. Drones going down once again. Sub 20 workers, not a good spot to be. More drones going to die in the main too. Although the lings were indecisive on what they wanted to kill. Now they're going to kill the queen, then the drones. Still works out either way at the end of the day. And this looks like Voltz is going to have the series set up on him in a big old 1-1 shortly.
Quite surprised he hasn't already tapped out. Usually you look around your bases and realize like, oh, there aren't any drones chilling in a gas geyser or AFK'd somewhere. Like, I really just don't have any. But he does not want to quit. Ever. But he should. The numbers are bad. The numbers are very bad.
This is where he asks for a draw in all chat, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I guess there's not really a lot of ZvZ situations that could come down to a draw. Like no workers, maybe broodlings from the dead buildings kill off each other's army. Something silly like that.
Spine crawler for each player plus 8 lings for each player. No one wants to take the chance to win. They just ask for a draw.
Well, rest in pepperonis.
This game is so totally over. I'm not really sure what else to say.
He's making a pretty picture in his main. It's like a Zen garden of drones, spreading them out every which way. Yeah, PandaBearMe will tie up the series now 1-1. We'll go off to a quick commercial break and get out of the way as fast as we can, so you guys don't miss any of the action as we get to game 3 when we return. Alright folks, we're back, but you can already hear those beeps, or you should have been able to unless I unmuted it too slowly. Either way, we're hopping into game number 3. If you're just joining us on the broadcast, you're watching the North by Northeast Gameland Invitational Wildcard Qualifiers, although at this point it's pretty much the North American Qualifier number 2, am I right? If you want to see the brackets yourselves, type !brackets into the chat. We are in the winner's bracket, round of 8, and we'll be moving into Jon Snow versus Drunken Boy next. That matchup has been held for us. Thank you, Montiun, for the 100 bits, slaying Terminator and becoming this stream's bit boss. But in the bottom right, we do have the winner of game 1. It is the Blue Zerg, Voltz.
And the winner of game 2 on the top left is the Red Zerg. It is PandaBearMe. Insert panda bear noise here. I'm not really sure what noise they make.
Probably something adorable, though.
I mean, you think they'd sound like a bear, but I've never seen one be like aggressive enough to yell.
But see, this is your mistake because panda bears are actually more closely related to raccoons than they are bears. Thus, trash pandas being the term.
But where does a red panda fall in?
I don't know, but those things are definitely the cutest. Oh my god.
I know, they really are cute. But it's still, like, I've never heard a panda say anything at all. I heard it sneeze once, and the mom was really surprised.
Dude, I think the whole world saw it, because even if you didn't use the internet, it got used on every TV show for that month.
It really did. Yeah, that's something. I live near, like, a zoo that has pandas, but they're always, like, sleeping, the lazy things.
Speaking of folks who might not use the internet or, like, be out of touch, did you hear about Howie Mandel?
Who is that?
He's on like America's Got Talent.
Ah,
One of the
yeah.
judges.
Okay. No,
Bald
I
dude.
did not.
Well, anyways,
Yeah.
I guess his son apparently streams. I didn't know this, and someone from Twitch had tweeted it out, where he basically was IRL streaming him shopping with his dad, Howie Mandel. And the first 3 minutes of the video are just basically his dad, Howie, trying to wrap his mind around like, well, how do you know people are watching? How do you know people are there? And he's like, well, they're chatting. But can they hear us? Like it was so funny. It's like an old person learning how to use technology, even though it's just like on a phone.
So old. No, that's fine. I thought it was gonna be much worse. I missed something really juicy.
Oh, is that a new Fear Dragon emote? 99% useless.
Yes, it is.
I would be actually really mad if that was anybody else's. Like nobody else I think that term applies to. Both in terms of definition and use.
you. Well, it's kind of an oxymoron emote because it's going to be used more than 99% useless in a way that's not 90. Ah, my God.
You've just made Zombie Room 99% useless. Congratulations.
It's going to be used more than 1%. There you go. There's such an easier way to do it, and I just couldn't find it. Oh, lordy. Okay. Bailiness, once again, for PandaBearMe. He has been going for it consistently every time, whereas Voltz has been a little more touch and go. And in this game, he is not going for the Bailing Nest. The thing is that, like, while it looked like it was counterintuitive to get a Bailing Nest, like, he had a worse game when he got a Bailing Nest, it was just kind of a bunch of other things that occurred that made it look worse. I mean, obviously, having a Bailings against Bailings is actually a lot nicer of a way to play. So,
well,
looks like Voltz doing something very similar to game number 1.
It's like nicer but more stressful, so is that really nicer?
I think having not Banelings is more stressful, wouldn't you?
I guess it depends if you have roaches or something coming behind. If it's just lings.
Oh, sure. Obviously, if I have ultras, then I'm not too worried about Banelings.
I like the idea of like that elephant and the mouse dynamic where like, you've got an ultra, let's get a season Baneling. It's like, nope, I'm out of here. This is like crawl with my tusk.
Exactly. That would be me as an elephant. So Voltz has this aggression that is really kind of a ruse to let him get to roaches, which is something that PandaBearMe kind of like quote-unquote fell for in the first game. Like he tried to buy time when he realized like how quickly the roach run had come down, but he just couldn't buy enough. So I think he realized a little bit sooner exactly what's happening, even without scouting. I think he just realizes, like, okay, my opponent hasn't gone for Banelings. I guess he's doing exactly what he did in game number 1. He's trying to get to roaches, but he's actually having trouble cleaning up the lings.
Baneling gets a really nice hit over here, though, and that might just solve most of the problems. I suppose the army supply tab disappeared. Let me fix that. Sorry, guys. Of course, you're watching the drone count. PandaBearMe, as we can see very clearly, has a very nice drone lead right now. Both players moving into roaches, and this should be a game that is going to start favoring PandaBearMe if he can hold off this initial attack. The rocks are going to buy time, and the roaches are hatching soon, but it's still not going to be fun fending off this attack out of Voltz, which is pretty well armed.
It's a critical point, but where PandaBearMe was down and waiting for 20 more supply, he actually has it here, but it's not quite in position.
Well, the worst part is if he gets caught out, like one at a time, like what's going to happen down here, that's going to be really bad. The roaches are immediately surrounded, and that's not going to be good with the lings getting free damage like that. Now the roaches from his opponent march in. It's 14-11. Banelings don't quite get the hits they need on the Zerglings either. Morphing some Ravagers to cancel some of the shots, but Voltz is definitely the one taking the fight initially here.
Yeah. He's even got these lings can't even get that rid of his rounds. There's a bit of a choke going on here. He's focused on the Ravagers, and more lings come from behind. Any damage whatsoever, but PandaBearMe has lost the initial snowball.
Yeah. I mean, he still has a lot of workers and a decent income. It's just a matter of, like, that larva count where it's coming from and if he can bulk it up enough. Coming in through a choke like this is a bit of a concave that favors PandaBearMe, maybe. A couple lings on the backside as well, but now Voltz's lings come across the map. He made, like, 20 while this was going on. Surround some of the roaches on the backside, and these Ravagers are free-firing.
He had a gas problem. That's why PandaBearMe has only been making lings, and because he's only making lings, he has a larva problem.
He's getting close to holding this, though.
Yeah, he is. Of course, Voltz has an entire map to get across, even with speedy lings, and PandaBearMe still has all of those drones.
I think he's done it.
Just barely.
Now, of course, he doesn't automatically win the game. Oh, that Shadow, the Ravager corpse. He doesn't automatically win the game just because drones, but this definitely puts him in such a fantastic spot moving forward. If at any point Voltz wants to try and drone up, it's going to cost some army, and that's where PandaBearMe is currently already leading, albeit barely.
It is interesting because PandaBearMe doesn't have many other things going for him other than like a handful of drones. A couple more as he makes 6. But yeah, usually with an all-in, it's like, do they have +1? Do they have a lair already? Do they have a third base? There's no third base. The Voltz isn't looking for a potential macro game out of this with maybe a single Ling run by could bring him back. He is just going more into an army, a follow-up all-in, which PandaBearMe, I mean, he's losing sight on his opponent's base, which is concerning as his overloads get pushed off here, and maybe he makes the wrong amount of drones. But I think if he plays it really smart, he'll just get to like to 50 and then make units again. Go back in an army. He actually sees the army of Voltz with a bunch of Lings that just ran past, so he's gonna get on supply blocks first of all, and then make nothing but army units.
Did Voltz really not see that? Okay, he did.
Yeah, his army, like it ran right past his army. Be shocking,
I was like 1 or 2 Lings maybe, like 5 or 6. There's no way you missed that on the minimap, but
yeah.
Damn. Okay, so Spine Crawler is coming down. He's up 20 workers. Any hold here is good. It doesn't even have to be a super clean one. He'll still come out ahead for it. A couple of Banelings going off, and these Lings would be really nice, of course.
Man, it looks like Voltz's Lings aren't going to be useful at all. They are trying to get rid of the Banelings, but there's so many of them.
Well, the Roach is going to start focus firing, but you'll notice there's some pretty good control to Voltz to constantly pull the Lings back. He really doesn't want to make connections with those Banelings, and when pulling back, they're getting surrounds on some of the Roaches. The Spine Crawler is not going to hold. Voltz's attack doesn't look too bad.
Now, there's still reinforced, of course, from PandaBearMe, and I think he still has it, but you're right, that control on the Lings was pretty masterful. He avoided a lot of potential crucial Baneling shots, but it still isn't enough.
Yeah, Spine Crawlers repositioning themselves too. Both players going for Lings, but you just see this that economic lead coming into play. Like more Lings, more everything. I mean, Voltz is trying to throw out a couple drones now, but there's no way for him to know what we know, that it's such a big difference. In his eyes, these trades have been pretty close, so he might be thinking like, oh, PandaBearMe's got more workers, but it can't be more than like a couple, right? When really it's a significant amount.
Yeah. It's past that point where I think a decent counterattack could do something about it. If it's only like 6, that's actually like a Ling counterattack, honestly. If it's more, then it's like 1 or 2 or 3 really good counterattacks, and that's not going to happen. PandaBearMe still has his own Lings after all, and is the one that has Banelings, so if he really just want to play it safe, to make Banelings at home and stay there and get his upgrades. But he's searching around for fights to take. Lings to catch.
Well, he just continues to run around the outskirts of the map, and I guess Voltz is technically buying time, but it's not actually him who benefits from time being bought. It is PandaBearMe. With every round and every minute that goes by, the income just soars better and better and higher, and that graph is becoming a mountain of red.
Voltz took a long time in the last game to tap out, so not too surprising to see him do it here. Much more understandable this time around. But still a bad situation. I mean, decent on upgrades. Way behind on the Roach speed. PandaBearMe's going to take a lot of control over the map with that.
It's 70 army supply difference.
Yeah. By the time the PandaBearMe was out, it's going to be like maybe like 100.
Yeah. I kind of like that PandaBearMe plays the safe, though. He doesn't want to risk throwing away a 1 game, and I think that's a very smart thing to do, but you're at this point where now I think you got it. I think your grandma could take your keyboard from you. You've been grounded and left with only a mouse, and I think that would still work.
Pro gamers have literally move commanded into large Roach armies before, not to name names, and lost
so many Roaches.
So I wouldn't, I don't know about handing it to your grandma, but as long as she knows how to click A plus the left mouse button, I guess. It's the right mouse button. Either one.
Well, canceling everything down here through Corrosive Miles. Now there's no production left for poor Voltz. 12 Roaches are going to be the last hope. And there's no hyping it up. It's over. It's over. Stop it. He's dead.
Yeah.
He's dead. Leave him alone.
Literally just beating a dead horse.
GG. All right, PandaBearMe will advance on. He'll fight the player who actually killed No Regret, the player named Future of Terran.
Right. His name is Future, really.
Oh, is it like Future, like the old what's his name? Was it
Terran
Protoss or Terran? I couldn't remember. I just remember Future, Theory, and Robin were like all in that same Sir Robin were all like period of players, right? That's what I was thinking.
FXO Future.
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently now he's on Sloth. Yeah, I recognize the name too. So it's still surprising to see him take out No Regret. But if he's a very stable GM, that is to say, like, he knows to deal with cheese and doesn't get shaken too easily, then I think that is the type of player that's going to do well against No Regret.
Well, we wish them best of luck in that semifinals. We will be hopping to the top side because they held their match specifically for us, kind chaps that they are. Jon Snow versus Drunken Boy. Oh man, I just pulled a dares. God
You
damn
got wrecked.
I
Holy
did
shit.
get wrecked. Okay, go to commercial break. We'll see you guys soon. Thank you for watching.